Hello loves! Today is day 3 of my spring inspired theme week. If you missed yesterday's video, you can check that out here. If you want to go and check out the whole series, the whole playlist, you can click over here. And I'm also asking you guys to get involved in this theme week on Twitter. Send me a tweet answering this question with the hashtag, and I'm going to pick a bunch of them that I really like, and I'm going to be putting them into tomorrow's video. So the question below here should give you an idea of what tomorrow's video is. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the end of this video to see if your tweet was included from yesterday's question for today. So as you can tell by the title of this video, pretty self-explanatory. I get asked a lot about post-baby pregnancy weight loss. I think because pregnancy and labor are such just incredible acts of nature, I think a lot of you are very curious whether you're pregnant or thinking of being pregnant or have no plans of being pregnant in the near future. I think it's just one of those amazing things. It's like you had this giant belly and now you're the size you were before. How does this happen? And because it is springtime and everyone gets into that sort of like fitness and healthy living kind of I don't know what this was. Am I running? Am I walking? So for this video, in the spirit of, you know, the whole spring thing, I wanted to talk to you guys about the 5 different tips and tricks that have worked really well for me for losing that pregnancy weight, and hopefully it can inspire you whether you're going through the same thing or just trying to get fit and active and healthy for springtime. I should preface this and say, 1A, I'm not a doctor. If you have any concerns at all about your health and your fitness levels, I really recommend talking to your doctor or nutritionist or just someone in general who has a degree in this stuff. And I should also say that I don't really go into the clean eating aspect of things, and I don't go into like junk food all the time. I'm just like middle ground, sort of. Maybe not middle, but you know what I mean. Tip number 1, do not panic. It took you 9 months to gain that weight. It shouldn't take you 2 weeks to lose it. I think it's also important to mention that I gained the correct amount of weight that was important for the health of my baby, considering my frame and my size and all that kind of stuff. I didn't gain an excessive amount of weight during my pregnancy, so I think that was also part of why I was able to get back to my size relatively quickly. I mean, maybe like 4 or 5 months, but I mean, it can take longer and it can take shorter. I mean, everyone's a little bit different. In those first 2 weeks after you give birth, your body is a little bit out of whack. Your uterus is still ginormous from carrying this baby. You're gonna look kind of pregnant still for a while. And I think it's really important not to freak out. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is slow and steady is the most important thing. Number 2, I will not work out unless it's fun. And even better, I will take my everyday activities and add fitness to them. Activities plus fitness, fittivities. So I incorporate Julia into a lot of my fittivities every day, whether it's, you know, walking up and down the stairs or, you know, doing squats while holding her or just like dancing around the room, just stuff like that that's fun and engaging and it doesn't feel like exercise. Number 3, I loosely stick to what I call kind of like an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I, you know, try and incorporate really healthy options and foods into my diet, you know, whole grains and proteins and veggies and fruits and all that stuff. And then 20% of the time I will eat things that, you know, I really like homemade chocolate chip cookies and chocolate cake and all that fun stuff. I try and stick to like 1 or 2 unhealthy things that are like totally worth it for me every single day. And yeah, I eat unhealthy things every single day. I have eaten chocolate cake every single day for the last month. But that's just what works really well for me. I'm not a huge advocate for diets per se. I think they can lead to very unhealthy mindsets. I would rather focus on incorporating more healthy things into my diet versus focusing on restricting unhealthy things. Number 4, this one is sort of specific to people who have babies, but I keep her changing station upstairs exclusively. And I know that some moms, they'll have like a station downstairs and upstairs in the basement just because it's convenient and it's right there. But for me, I want to, again, incorporate activity into my everyday routine as much as I possibly can. And so, yes, it's not exactly convenient to only have her change station upstairs in her nursery, but it gives me the opportunity to be carrying my 18-pound baby up and down the stairs throughout the day. And number 5, I have talked about this a lot and I have yet to do a video on it, and I'm very sorry about that because a lot of you have been asking me about it, but I will do a video on it, I promise. I will bring my sister in here and we'll do this video. But I've talked a lot about sort of fine-tuning your ability to distinguish between a body, like a physical craving, and a mental craving. Like a physical craving is like a craving that your body wants, like vitamin C, or the vitamins and nutrients from red peppers or cucumbers, or protein, or things like that, versus a mental one, which is chocolate cake. Let's be honest, there's no minerals in there that your body is craving. It takes a lot of time and effort to really hone in on figuring out the difference between actual hunger and thirst and what like a mental craving for chocolate cake is. I think so many of us suffer from just mixing up emotional cravings, or taking emotional distress and channeling it through into food cravings. And being able to break that cycle is such a freeing and a wonderful thing. So I will do a whole video on that end of things, but I will give you some ideas to get you started. The first thing I highly, highly recommend is not eating in front of technology. So TVs, your laptop, your phone, anything like that where you're distracted. But you should be sitting down at a table and engaged in your meal and the people around you, because that forces you to concentrate on what you're doing and concentrate on noticing the signs of feeling full. Number 2 is, if you're feeling a craving coming on, try and think of anything that's been happening to you in the last little while, any sort of emotional distress you've been going through. Maybe it's stress from exams, or a fight you're having with a friend, or just something like that, and try, it's a lot of it is experimenting. So try drinking some lemon water and waiting a little bit and seeing if it goes away, or try addressing the emotional issue that you're dealing with on paper, or talking it out with a friend, or resolving whatever it happens to be and see if it goes away, because sometimes those things will help, and you'll figure out your own groove, and you'll figure out what works for you, but that's something you can work on as well. And that's everything for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out yesterday's video or the playlist if you're interested in more of these spring inspired videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, guys. Mwah.